Hello and welcome to Spellbound. I'm your host, 32-Bits, and this is part 3 of the series of taking a look at this my new acquisition, the CD32 that I just got from Scotland. We have it here on the mat. We're going to go ahead and give it a clean up, get rid of all this dust that's on there, a little brush up, and then hit it with the vacuum. After that, we're going to run it over with some isopropyl alcohol, and then do another visual inspection and try a power on test. So okay. Just with the vacuum and the brush up, it actually looks a lot better already. I mean, it looks really, really good. Again, visual inspection, I don't see any damage on the board itself. And aside from these two caps here being bulgy, actually looks really good. Okay, before I swap these two out, I'm actually going to do a power on test just to see if we have any life in this board. Okay, so we're back at the bench, and I have my little test monitor hooked up. It's just hooked up through composite right now. And I got my known good power supply. I have the motherboard out. It's all cleaned up, and want to just do a power on test and see what we get. Okay, no signal. So I'm looking at the board, and it looks like this chip is not well seated. So I'm gonna unplug the power and those pins might be bent. I may want to pull that out altogether, but it definitely was up in this corner. Let's see if that's made any difference. And that looks weird. We got a picture, and we've got boot. That looks really nice. Don't know if I have sound yet. Gonna check that next. I'll hook up the sound and see if audio cable. So it looks like the chip in the socket was just loose. It was high on this side, so I don't know if somebody tried to pry it out or whatever, but board looks like it's up and running normally, at least at this point. We're going to go ahead and try the audio. Okay, so we're ready to test audio. I've got audio and video. I only had one extra RCA cable laying around, so I'm going to go ahead and try it with just the one channel, the one side. So you want to go ahead and turn this on. Hopefully go to picture. Okay, well, we get the boot screen, but we're still not getting any sound. Well, we didn't have sound before because it was hooked up, but no, we're not getting any sound. I'm going to try the other channel. And just make sure. it might be on this this little video, this little monitor here, that it wants, for mono, it wants to be in one particular side. So we're going to go ahead and try that now. It's definitely a weird, no, still no sound. Okay. Now I have seen in the past where these capacitors being, weak, I've heard that there's a, that can cause problems with sound. So I'm probably going to go ahead and replace these two caps first, and then try it with sound again. So if you want to know, what procedure I'm going to follow to change out these caps, I actually have a video about that. So if you want to see that, go ahead and watch my previous video. There'll be a link in the description below. And I'm going to come back after I've gone ahead and swapped those out. Okay, so just like last time, when we did the recap, my recap video, I've got the old capacitors desoldered off the motherboard. I've got the spots where they were on. I've got them all cleaned up and the holes all ready to receive the new capacitors. And when I checked the capacitance on these that I pulled, they're at like 680. I think this one was at 640. So they should be reading 1,000 or close to it. Go ahead and hook up a new one, just to see the difference. Yeah, so there you go. You get 900, 925. This one is reading similar. Up in the 900s. So that's well within tolerance, and compared to these, they're running like 630, 640. So they're definitely, these definitely needed to be replaced. So hopefully, I'm going to go ahead and solder those in, then we'll try another test to see if we can get sound out of this. Okay, so we're back at the bench. We've got the new capacitors in. It's all cleaned up. And we're ready to go ahead and try this again. Still getting that weird little glitch. I don't know if that's just the... Oh, and we have sound. Yes. That is a beautiful thing. So, looks like... at least preliminarily, looks like that was a successful repair. Got a good picture, I've got good sound, boots right up, at least to here. Be interesting to see. I still have to clean up the case. Let me just get this back up here. Again, it's still really pretty gross. But I don't think it's anything that a IPA can't take care of. Inside's actually pretty good. The board itself, I did, after closer inspection, underneath, especially where I was cleaning up, where I had to clean the on the switch, I had to clean that black kind of gunk off of it, corrosion. Underneath, on the underside, when I looked real close, along the solder points for this, there was like globs of stuff. It almost looked like solder, solder residue, or flux rather. But I'm guessing that it was this capacitor that was here that leaked, and that's why this was all kind of corroded, and then underneath it got up underneath the board. Now it doesn't look like there's any damage to the mask, or the solder mask on the board. Looks good. It's just that the contacts here were corroded. I don't think that really affected the operation that much. I did check as far as I could inside the switch. It looks like it's operating good. I think it was just a matter of these two capacitors, just like the last board. And again, you can take a look at these. You know, they're weebles. They wobble because they are not flat on the end. And of course, we checked the capacitance, and they were way under. So it looks like that was the problem. Looks like we got good audio and video out of this. So I'm going to call this successful, at least for the motherboard. I'm going to clean up the case, put it all back together, and see what we get. So I've got the CD32, my latest CD32, all put back together, all cleaned up. It actually cleaned up pretty nice, I think. It was really, really gross, as you remember. It was full of caked on dirt. I don't know if it was like in a house with that was really dusty, or maybe it was stored in like, a basement somewhere that was had a lot of dust in it. I don't know. In any event, it cleaned up really well. I was able to clean the glass up really nice. It I was able to get the letters on the stenciling on there. Once I cleaned those up, just some soap and water and stuff, I was able to really bring out the color in them, so that's nice. The glass is in really good shape. It's barely got any scratches on it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a CD in and see if the CD drive works. Go ahead and turn it on. And hold down the two mouse buttons just to check and see. Well, it says PAL, so that's what you expect. It's good. Preboot. It's going through the menus. Everything looks normal. And let's just go ahead and boot. Now, I've yet to try a CD in this, so I'll be really interested to see if we put a CD in, does it recognize it and all that. It's going to go with my favorite test game here. Favorite game for testing machines. Zero Sphere. Let's just open up the bed and put that in. If you haven't noticed, I'm doing a voiceover. My mic cut out in the original recording, so I'm going to go ahead and just continue to narrate over this. I lubricated the spindles there. Now, if you see that it's done right up, that's a really good sign. Super happy about that. Waiting for that CD to slide the Amiga and the 32 out of the way. It spins. There you go. Perfect. And that flash there is normal. Comes right up. That I actually read really fast, so I'm happy about that. The load on that was quicker than my other. Oh, this is what I'm thinking of here. Okay, I'll just click past the story. Seems to be running well. Colors look good. Now, I am just testing this on composite, but I'm imagining that S-Video and with a riser, the RGB would work out fine. Well, the controls are fine. Everything's working good. Squinty's doing his thing. There's no glitching in the graphics. Sound is good. So yeah, again, another repair with the capacitors being the main fault there. So I'm going to call this done. A successful repair and save of this spares and repairs CD32. Cleaned up really well. I did have to put a couple extra screws in it because it was missing some on the motherboard, but that's fine. There was one missing in the case, but once I pulled the motherboard out, cleaned it all up, I ran the plastic parts, of the case, the bottom half. Basically washed those in the sink and some soap and water, and buffed out the top with some IPA just to get rid of the grime. There's a lot of grime on it, and then just a gentle cleaner. And then buffed it with a terry cloth towel. I think it looks really nice. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So I've got plans for this unit that maybe we'll talk about in another video. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notification, and I thank you for taking time and watching the video with me. Have a good day.